Hi, it's Caitlin, and I'm here today with a really big swatch video of some of my favorite Cirque Colors polishes. So my exciting news is that I am an affiliate partner with Cirque Colors, which means when you use my code Caitlin Swatches, you can save 10%, and I also get a kickback, so you're supporting my channel, which is always greatly appreciated. I will include it down in the description as well as a link to the Cirque Colors website. So the majority of the polishes in this video were already in my collection, and then a few were gifted to me by Cirque Colors. I'm really excited to show all of them off, and hopefully you will enjoy this video. For my swatches, I am topping them all off with the Looking Glass top coat from Cirque Colors, which I absolutely love. It dries very quickly, very shiny, and it just gives a beautiful finish to the polish. And for most of my swatches, I remember to use the Get Ready base coat, which is also really great. It's like a very grippy type of base coat, which definitely makes my nail polish last a very long time. It's also good for me at preventing stains, and I just think it's a really good base coat. I do love Cirque Colors. I have been collecting their polishes for maybe a decade, since before the rebrand, when it was like a very indie small brand, and now they're hugely successful. So it's fun to see the brand evolve. I always love what they put out, and I think we should just get into the swatches. As I mentioned, I'm using the Get Ready base coat in most of my swatches, and this base coat is really nice. It's an anchoring base coat that's supposed to bond polish to the nail for a longer lasting manicure, and this one definitely does that. It provides a really nice sticky base that helps the polish that you put on top stay in place, and I also found it to be stain preventing. And the first polish that I'm going to apply is Peach Jelly, which is a sheer light coral pink jelly nail polish with a shiny transparent finish. So this one is kind of a perfect sort of nude nail for me. As you can see in one coat, it provides this beautiful bare nail but perfected look, and honestly, I'd probably wear it in one coat if I just wanted something really classic and elegant on my nails. But when you build it up in two, it starts to provide a bit more coverage, and you can sort of see my nail line, but it's also a bit obscured, so it kind of gives like a muted French manicure look, which I absolutely love. And this one is honestly so squishy. So I decided to top this with Rosé All Day, which is a favorite topper of mine. Rosé All Day is described as a glistening holographic glitter nail polish topper in a clear pink base. It's also made with transparent hollow glitters that won't gray or wash out the color underneath. So because it has a bit of a pink base, it works perfectly over not Rosé All Day, it is Rosé All Day. It works perfectly over Peach Jelly, and I'm obsessed with those little transparent glitters. It reminds me of my childhood. And I'm finishing this off with the Looking Glass top coat, as well as all the other swatches you're going to see in this video. This is a quick dry top coat that seals, protects, and adds a glossy shine, which I can verify is true on all accounts. I really love this top coat. This is a really fun, sparkly nail look. And like I said, on my skin tone, it's like a perfect nudie nail with a little bit of sparkle. And I love this combo. I'm going to be wearing it again and again. Next up, we have Citron Jelly. And this one is a lemon yellow jelly nail polish with a shiny, transparent finish. So this one has an amazing formula considering it's a yellow. You could get away with it in one coat if you wanted, but I am going to build it up as well as put on a topper. And I know that Cirque is now using their wide paddle brushes in their polishes. So this one I purchased like a year ago, and so it has the original brush, which is still workable and applies the polish well, as you can see, but it's going to be even easier and more effortless with the wide fan paddle brush. So I like the coverage that this gives in 2 coats personally. I'd probably leave it at that if I was actually going to be wearing this out and about. You might need 3, but I like it in 2. And I'm using Spotted as a little bit of an accent topper, which is a clear base that has little black speckle flakes in it. And I've seen a lot of like nail art on Instagram and Pinterest that sort of does this artistic little black random speckle, like abstract art. So I wanted to emulate that with the topper. As you can see, it looks super cool, at least I think it does. And when you apply the Looking Glass top coat, it makes it look like this fully completed gel manicure. Honestly, it's so shiny. It looks incredible in my opinion. So I'm going to be doing this with like every one of the jelly colors, and I'm kind of obsessed with how easy it was to look super cool and polished. Now, next up we have another jelly. Everyone should know by now that I love sheer polishes, so I picked up pretty much all of the jellies from Cirque Colors when they came out. And this one is a hot pink jelly with a shiny, transparent finish. So this one is sheer on the first coat. It's not like a neon pink, but it's just a really bright, vibrant pink, which I love. And on the first coat, I wouldn't leave this one in 1 coat. You definitely want to build it up. I actually built it up in 3 to get, I think I just wanted as bright a pink as possible, and I definitely got that by the 3rd coat. I just love how squishy and shiny these jelly polishes from Cirque are. I'm so happy that they continue to put out jellies in almost every color. I am having like a Pokemon moment. I've got to catch them all because I just love how they look. I love how they apply, and I think it's a really elegant nail look. So here it is in 3 coats, and as you can see, when you apply the top coat, it just makes it so shiny and squishy and juicy and yummy. And I just love how bright this one is. It's super fun. So here we have Morning Tide, which is a sheer French blue jelly with a shiny, transparent finish. And if anyone has the French blue sheer from the Shibori nail art set that came out maybe 4 years ago, this is a reformulated version of that. And I love this color with my skin tone and the flawless formula. I love how this looks in just 2 coats. Like, this is something I would just wear on my nails on a regular basis. It's so airy and pretty. It's also kind of giving me 1989 energy, like Taylor Swift's album, The Blue. Cannot wait for October 27th. I feel like this would be the perfect 1989 blue for anyone who's into that. And I'm going to show you this polish in 3 coats. It's not 100% coverage in 3 coats. You can sort of still see my nail line after 3 coats, but honestly, it's really good coverage in 3 for a sheer jelly. And Silver Lining is a topper with silver flakes. It's actually discontinued, but I really love this topper and I just wanted to show it anyway. So this is sort of a easy little nail art hack that I do sometimes when I want to do something different and not just put the topper over my whole nail. So just kind of randomly applying it from the tip of the nail down towards the base. And then I'm adding Delirium, which is still available. It's a holographic flake top coat. And I love this topper so much. It's one of my most used toppers. And I just kind of randomly added it to give an additional twinkle. But it's honestly so beautiful and sparse and well formulated that it doesn't obscure the base color. It just adds a little hint of sparkle. And that's why I love Delirium so much. It's a fantastic topper. And here you can see the nail art look as I'm applying the top coat. The top coat really does a good job of just smoothing everything out, bringing it to the same level and creating this really beautiful finished look on the nail. And as you can see, this is like so cute, especially for winter time, which is coming, sadly. Here we have Berry Jelly, which is a magenta purple jelly nail polish with a shiny transparent finish. This one definitely reminds me of grape jelly that you'd get in those little packets at a restaurant. And this one is very sheer on the first coat. I would say more than any of the other jellies I've showed so far. This one starts off the most sheer, and I would definitely recommend building this one up in 3 coats. But even at 3 coats, this was one of the only ones I was slightly disappointed with, in the sense that it didn't give me the even coverage that all the other jellies gave me. It has more of an imperfect look when you build it up, which is still really cool if you're into that. But for me, I can be a bit of a perfectionist, so I didn't absolutely love it. But maybe you can be the judge and help me see this a little differently. But I think it has to do with the fact that it's the least pigmented of the jellies that I've tried so far, and so it just doesn't give a super full even coverage, and you can still see your nail line through it, and your entire nail bed for that matter. So here it is in the 3 coats, and I'm applying the glossy top coat, but hopefully you can see what I mean about still seeing my nail through it. The middle finger, I think if you go with thicker coats, which is what I always end up doing on my middle finger, it provides better coverage, but the first index finger it didn't get there for me. Moving along, we have Kelly Jelly, which is a grass green jelly nail polish with that shiny transparent finish. And this is sort of a lush, intense Primavera green. It's very glossy. This one is super fun. I love the shade of green. And I do like how this one builds up. So again, I think Berry Jelly, maybe I just was having a bad moment when I applied it, because I love all of the other jellies and how they build up. This one, as I said, is just this beautiful, bright, lush, kind of classic green. And this one is very artsy, I think. When you build it up and just wear it, there's something really cool about it in an effortless way. And I think that's why I like sheers. They just have this like effortless, cool aura to them. And I did want to show this one built up in 3 coats so you can see how the coverage is on 3. And it's pretty opaque by the time you get to the 3rd coat without sacrificing that squishy jelly look, which is what the whole point of a jelly polish is. In this one, I am topping with Kaleidoscope, which is an amazing topper. It's a rainbow glitter nail polish topper with over 20 different types of glitter in a clear base. And this one, it reminds me of a clown in like the best possible way. So there is a lot of glitter, and I've had my bottle for a couple years, and I think the glitters are sinking a bit, so you really have to leave it upside down to get a lot of glitter out on your brush. Or, as I'm going to do here, I just dipped in twice to get the amount of glitters I want, and I love this nail look. I can't believe I didn't do it sooner. I think it's just so fun, so bright, so happy. And these glitters shockingly weren't overly textured. It will be a little difficult to remove, but it's not as textured and thirsty as other toppers that I've used. So here I am just kind of like finessing the placement of the glitters, and I was really happy with the coverage. And I forgot to show myself applying top coat, but here it is with the finished look, and it's just really fun and happy and rainbowy. Next up we have linen, and linen is another staple in my collection. It's a sheer white nail polish which you can wear alone for a soft nude look or as a base for toppers and French manicures. And I think this was one of the first sheers that Cirque put out maybe, and I love it. I use it all the time as a base for glitters specifically. And as you can see, for a white and a sheer, it has really smooth, even coverage. It's got a beautiful white finish to it where it's not like a stark white, it's just a soft, elegant white, which is kind of what I want in a white polish. I'm not a fan of white cream manicures. I just think they're way too harsh and they can start looking chunky and crusty very quickly, but that is not a concern with linen. To me, it always looks elegant, it looks fresh, it looks youthful and fun, and I just really like that about this polish. It's just like very modern. Maybe modern's the right word, not youthful. So as you can see, this kind of gives like an opaque look when you build it up in 2 or 3 coats. And I am going to show this one with Spotted again, doing that sort of abstract coverage of the black flakes. This kind of looks like a Dalmatian in the easiest way. Like, this is Dalmatian Nail Art 101. I'm adding Delirium, which is my favorite holographic top coat. Those flakes, I think it just gives a beautiful, subtle accent. It's like not distracting from anything. It's just enhancing the overall look with a little twinkle. And again, finishing this with the Looking Glass top coat smooths everything out, and it provides this almost gel-like finish, which I love, love, love. Moving along, we're getting away from the sheer polishes now, and I'm using Moonbeam, which is I lied. It's still a sheer white nail polish, but it has gleaming gold shimmer and delicate holographic sparkle. So this one is so beautiful to me. It has a perfect formula. If you wanted, you could leave it in one coat for a really sheer bare nail-ish look, but if you build it up in 2, it gives really good coverage, and I love the delicate holographic effect to this one. It is so pretty. The gold shimmer in this is also so beautiful. It just glistens perfectly, and I have nothing else like it in my collection. So this one does benefit from a top coat. It just smooths everything out beautifully and provides like the sparkliest shiniest, shimmeriest finish, which I love so much. So as you can see, this just provides a beautiful twinkly finish. The gold shimmer is beautiful. It's sort of like an antique-y look, and I love this one so much. Next up, we have a sibling to Moonbeam. This is Mystic Moonstone, and this one I think I got before Moonbeam and fell in love with it. It's a sheer milky white again with blue shimmer and telegraphic, that should be a new word, delicate holographic sparkle. So as you can see, very similar to Moonbeam, but it has blue shimmer instead of gold, and lately I've been obsessed with blue shimmer. I've had this polish since maybe 2018 or 2019, whenever it came out. Fell in love with it then, kind of forgot about it, and now that I'm on a blue shimmer kick, I am so happy to remember that I have this polish, and I will be wearing it nonstop once again. I need like 20 more fingers because I have so much polish that I want to wear. Anyway, I really like the coverage of this one in 2 coats. Of course, you want a glossy top coat because it does dry down a little bit dull, and the top coat will bring out the hollow and also the shimmer and just make it look glossy. So here it is. Again, the hollow is perfectly sparse. It just adds this stunning twinkle, and it's so pretty. Next up, we have Rose Quartz, which is also a sheer. This one's a sheer milky pink with sparkling holographic flakes. And this is another polish that you can wear in like one coat. Again, with my skin tone, this looks exactly like my nails. And if you just want a quick manicure with a little sparkle, throw this on in one coat plus top coat, or you can build it up for a milkier look. But whichever way you wear it, it is so pretty, so much fun. I love the little hollow flakes in this one. They do dry down just a little. Gritty's not the word, but it's just not totally smooth, so you definitely need top coat, but it's not difficult to remove, and one layer of top coat does smooth everything out because they're just little hollow flakes. And this one is honestly so pretty. I know you can kind of recreate this look with a jelly and delirium top coat, but I love that it's all in one. It just creates this beautiful integrated look that I want to keep wearing again and again. I love this polish and I always go back to it. So now we are going to show off a little bit of nail art, but it's not really nail art. So I'm using Rosewater Jelly as my base, and Rosewater Jelly is a new favorite of mine. It's a cool toned pink with a shiny transparent finish, and this one has beautiful coverage on just in one coat. As you can see, it has the new paddle brush, but if you build it up, you're gonna love it. But I'm gonna do it in one coat, and then I'm going to take berry jelly and apply this just kind of randomly at my tips, straight from the brush, and it creates this sort of faded gradient almost instantly and really quickly and easily. No sponges required or liquid latex. And then next we're going to take Chrysalis, which is one of my new favorite glitters. It's a limited edition rainbow glitter with butterflies, dots, diamonds, triangles, and squares. And it also is one of their Do Good polishes, which is supporting True Colors United, a nonprofit organization that supports youth experiencing homelessness in the United States. And I'm going to apply this focusing mostly on the tips. I was inspired by, I believe it's Elizabeth M on Instagram. She creates the most beautiful nail art. This was my take on what I saw her do with Chrysalis, and I love this topper. And what I wanted to do was just get a butterfly or two, so I did have to fish around a little bit for the larger glitters in this one, but they do come out eventually. As you can see, you might get one or two. If not, just keep dipping back into the bottle to get the glitters that you want. So I was, like I said, focusing mostly on my nail tips with this glitter to give like a little bit of a confetti French tip, I guess, if you want to call it that. I don't really know what you would call this, but I did go back and grab a butterfly because I wanted one for my index nail, so I did that. It was taking too long, so I didn't show you. And of course you will want glossy top coat to seal this in. I was really impressed with how effective the Looking Glass top coat was at smoothing the glitters. So it actually works really well with glitters, which super impressed me. And as you can see, there's like a whole bunch of different types of butterflies in there, hollow ones, transparent ones. And here is the full manicure. I kind of really like how it's a gradient, but then the glitter just adds to the gradient effect. It was really fun, and I was sad that I only wore it for like 10 minutes before I took it off. Moving along, we have Pebble, and Pebble is another sheer beige pink nail polish with fine black specks. This one I've had for years. I really love it. I love how tiny the black flecks are in this polish. I'm actually laughing because like almost all the polishes that are in this video are sheers. That's like what I love about Cirque colors, so hopefully you like sheers because you're seeing a lot of them. And this polish, I think it works well in one coat, but 2 coats is pretty much giving full opacity for me, and it just builds up to this really beautiful nude on my skin tone. And those little black flakes are so not sparse, but they're so tiny. There's actually a lot of them, but it gives the most pretty, elegant, unique effect. I love these pebble finish polishes from Cirque. I think I have another one. I don't know if it's called Rose Canyon, maybe, but I love them, and I need to wear them more often. So here it is with top coat, and it's just so pretty, all glossed up like that. I absolutely love it. Here we have Origin Unknown, which is definitely not a sheer. This one is a mesmerizing multi-chrome that has a emerald green shift to an Egyptian blue shift to electric purple to magenta pink. So this has a really strong multi-chrome effect to it. I love multi-chromes. I don't wear them enough, but I do love them. And this one builds up really, really nicely. So I am applying this over the Get Ready base coat. And this is really pigmented, but I did not experience any issues with staining whatsoever. This one also gives really good coverage in 2 coats. If you go really, really thin, you might need 3 coats, but it has a really beautiful fluid formula. It applies really easily, and I was really happy with it in 2 coats. So I'm going to apply Wee Trippy over top of Origin Unknown, and this is a linear holographic top coat with really strong holographic sparkle to it. This one is like not skimping on the holographic pigment, and when it dries down it doesn't gray out the base, which I appreciate. It's actually super dense and almost makes it look like the holo was in the original polish, which I love. Like, it's a fully sort of integrated look. It's not obvious that it was a topper. So I'm applying Looking Glass just to make sure we get the most holographic effect possible. And when it's dried down, you can see the holo is very obvious, very strong, very rainbowy, and very pretty. And last but not least, we have Pony Up, which is a deep chocolate brown linear holographic. It's packed with pure holographic pigments that give a blinding prismatic finish. So this one has a fantastic formula. It is truly packed with holo. Again, these are like high quality holographic pigments. They are super rainbowy, super sparkly, and super twinkly. And I love the formula on this one. It applies beautifully. And this one's going to get stronger when it dries down, so just trust me, I'm going to show you the fully dried down look. It is so holographic. And I love the shade of brown. It's almost got a touch of red to it. It reminds me of a beautiful horse, which, duh, it's called Pony Up. And it also makes me think of Kacey Musgraves, which everybody probably knows. I love her. So this polish also benefits from a top coat. So when you wear holos, find a good top coat which doesn't dull holo, and this one does not dull holo. And I let it dry down fully here so you can see that linear prismatic rainbow effect, which is gorgeous, fiery, and rainbow-rific. Some of my absolute favorite Cirque colors that I just showed off are Mystic Moonstone. You know that I love blue shimmer. I've loved this polish for a long time. It might have been one of the first polishes I found with that blue shimmer. It's also kind of pearly. It's just very much my kind of polish. I was completely blown away by Pony Up. The holo in that one is super intense. It's just so beautiful, and I don't know, it reminds me of like cowboys and cowgirls and Kacey Musgraves, so I just naturally love that polish. Rosewater Jelly is another super favorite of mine that I cannot wait to wear all the time. I just think it's such a beautiful shade of pinky, purple, lavender, lilac, whatever it is. It's just really flattering and super beautiful. And I am obsessed with Chrysalis. I think it is such a beautiful glitter topper. I love the butterfly glitters, and I just loved everything about it. So let me know in the comments if you have any favorites from Cirque colors. Maybe they're some of my favorites. I'd love to hear it. And thank you if you do decide to use my affiliate code. And I guess that's it for me. Hopefully I will see you in my next video, and hopefully you have a great day. Bye.